Well, it's a mild afternoon, a slight breeze over at the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan, and sitting atop the Soyuz booster, 160 feet high, is the next crew set to launch to the International Space Station. They are NASA's Chris Cassidy and Roscomos cosmonauts Anatoly Ivanishin and Vagner, and they are set to blast off in just under an hour from now at 3:05 a.m. Central Time, 4:05 a.m. Eastern Time here in the U.S. Ivanishin was suited up first, and then he was joined by Vagner, who again is making his first flight into space today. This is going to be Ivanishin's third and Cassidy's third. And last but not least, they were joined by NASA's Chris Cassidy, again getting into his SOCA launch and entry suit. This all taking place in the suit up and integration building on the Baikonur Cosmodrome. They undergo that final medical exam, and then trained suit technicians help them get into these SOCA suits. They're going to wear these for all of the dynamic phases of flight. The crew is ready to walk out. Individuals gathered for the final walk down. They come up and salute the head of the Roscosmos, Dmitry Rogozin, there on the right.
To the head of the State Commission, the commander of the Soyuz crew reporting. We are ready. Good luck.
Well, it's been interesting. Life for us in the pre-launch period is always in quarantine. So for me, I knew I was going to be in quarantine these 2 weeks. But what's really different is everybody else around us is in quarantine too, just like the rest of the world. And to see the impacts on that in terms of who from NASA can come over to support launch, even which the Russian operational support team will be much smaller. My family and launch guests will not be able to come, so it'll be a really, really skeletal crew there in the Baikonur Cosmodrome, which will be quite different.
Launch.
And there goes the second tower, so we are 15 seconds away from launch. We're going to see the boosters at the bottom light up, and as their thrust builds, it'll eventually overcome.
Intermediate. Main one.
And liftoff. Cassidy, Ivanishin, and Vagner on their way to the International Space Station.
15 seconds into the flight. All parameters are nominal. We confirm on board, all parameters are nominal. 20 seconds into launch. Thrusters are working nominally. The crew is feeling fine. 30 seconds. All parameters for the vehicle are nominal. The crew is feeling fine. 40 seconds into flight. Thrusters are working nominally and the vehicle is nominal.
Getting good continuous calls from the crew and the ground, everything with the vehicle looking nominal. The first stage powering the Soyuz upward, delivering 930,000 pounds of thrust from the 4 strap-on boosters and that single core engine.
Roll and yaw at 60 minutes into flight.
The yaw pitch roll, the attitude or which way it's pointing, hearing all those parameters or the status of it nominal.
70 seconds into flight. Everything's fine with the vehicle on our side. We confirm we're feeling good.
Again, this first stage going to continue to burn for just about 2 minutes into the flight. So just under a minute to go on the first stage.
90 seconds into flight. Thrusters are working nominally. We confirm and we're feeling well on board.
Soyuz continuing to retreat from view, already traveling well in excess of 1,100 miles per hour.
We confirm.
And seeing the Koryoff cross there as those strap-on boosters separate. The first stage separating right on time.
We also confirm lateral unit separation.
Their job done. They drop weight at an altitude of about 28 statute miles. The Soyuz traveling at about 3,300 miles an hour.
Vehicle stabilization is nominal. Everything's fine on board.
And with the first stage in the launch escape tower now jettisoned, being powered by that second stage, the core stage.
We confirm the jettisoning of the
The shroud jettison, and getting some views now from the Soyuz spacecraft itself, looking back towards the Soyuz rocket. You have a solar array right in front of your view there. So we'll see the engines cut off, and once the vehicle separates, it usually gives the crew a bit of a jolt. Then the Soyuz will be flying free. We see the third stage separating there. And we can see it dropping away now. Third stage separation confirmed.
And congratulations, guys. You are in orbit. I am handing you over to the Mission Control, Moscow.
And as we can see on the video here, that solar array deployed. We have confirmation the one on the other side also deployed, along with what's known as the appendages. All of the antennas, so the rendezvous and the communication antennas, all deployed on the Soyuz spacecraft.